folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Mile High Beach. We are full-time RVers. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Pleshette.
And Charlie is resting. He's had a spa day today, so he is resting in the car nicely. We picked a little bit of a different spot for today, and today we're actually going to talk about more from our Big Rig Friendly Campground Review series. Today's review is going to be on the WillowWind Campground in Hurricane, Utah. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, we're dedicated to getting through these. So we are making our way through. We are, so we're at our WillowWind RV resort that we really liked in Hurricane, Utah.
Yeah, and so Hurricane, and you have to say it Hurricane, because if you say hurricane, people will know you're not like a native, or you're not from there. We were corrected a few times.
Several times.
Yes, so it's Hurricane, Utah, and Hurricane is just north and a little bit east of St. George, which is in the very southern part of Utah.
Southwestern corner.
Okay, yeah. All right, so WillowWind, we were, WillowWind, I think it's just called WillowWind RV Resort. We'll put a picture, we'll include a picture, and we'll include the full name in the description. Always look in the description of our videos, because we always put links to the things that we did for special moments, or the restaurants that we really like. So definitely check out those descriptions. All right, so WillowWind, Hurricane, Utah was the location. Nearby attractions. This is really one of the, just a great spot in Utah. We were near Zion National Park. About what? How far would you say?
It was about a 45-minute drive, maybe. Yeah, one way to get there, but it's a beautiful drive.
Yeah. We'll put a couple pictures from Zion here as well. Quail State Park, and we actually bought a state park pass, not from Quail State Park. We actually bought it from the San Paulo State Park, and we've done that too since we've been on the road. California's a little different, but when you go to Utah and Nevada and Arizona, you buy a state park pass, and it covers all the state parks.
Colorado.
In Colorado,
we did the same thing. Yeah.
Super nice, and then you can get into all the state parks, and then you don't have to worry about when you're going in, you don't have to pay whatever that is. So we really,
we used that state park pass in Utah quite a bit.
We wore it out.
We did. It was well worth it.
It really was. This wasn't our first time in Utah, but this was the first time we spent this much time in Utah.
Yeah.
And Utah's pretty spectacular. I think I was surprised on so many different fronts. Just, I don't know, it's a beautiful state. Kanarra Falls, how far was that from where we were?
Oh gosh, Kanarra Falls, I want to say it was an hour plus to get there, but also well worth it. We have many stories about that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll include some pictures. We did a hike.
Pictures.
So what was that? It was just called the Kanarra Falls hike.
Yeah,
right?
the Kanarra Falls Trail, or
Kanarra
Falls hike, and and it's known for some things. And the first thing you come onto is a ladder. Yeah, and we'll include some pictures and
we'll talk about that more,
some other stuff.
At the end, So Kanarra Falls, Cedar Breaks, there was a state park called, I think, Homestead State Park. We'll correct the name in there if we have it wrong, but we went there too.
Heritage, so we'll make sure to get that name right. But that was a very interesting state park because we were looking for more park, and it was more almost museum-like. It
was indoor and outdoor. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. So we were there the first time like I said, in mid-spring of 2021, and then again in November, and we'll tell you why we were there twice, particularly in November. We'll tell you why we went back through there again. Hookups, yes, it is full of hookups. It was full of water, power, and sewer, and
I don't think we had any issues with any of that. All those services were available.
We were on a concrete slab, and look at that bird going up the tree there. What kind of bird is that? Shiny object. That's a.
It kind of looks like a look back here.
So we're in a city park, and it's lovely. You can tell by the wind and the birds.
It's windy, but it's
sorry about that.
Here.
There's chipmunks just like, I don't know what that little crawl is doing.
I don't look like an otter. Not in the right. See an otter in the parking lot.
Yeah, we would not see that. But yeah, beautiful state park, and we'll put it's Mayberry State Park. Is it? Not State Park, City Park. Mayberry City Park. We'll put a picture to the sign there. Let's see. All right. So road access. So this was right off of I-15 on the 9, which was, I think 9 is a highway, right?
It's a state route or
State route.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. And so real easy to get into just off the highway. The turn to get in on, what was the road that we turned in on to get into the park? Do you remember that?
Oh gosh, I forget what it's called.
It's right at the stoplight by the Lynn's grocery store.
Yeah, there's a McDonald's on one corner
and Lynn's on the other side. Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's tight, but it's
tight.
not that tight. I mean, it
Well,
is.
we
tight,
got in there, but yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's tight. It's something to kind of plan for.
yeah.
As far as the lot spacing, so we were there twice, and the first time we were there, we had to back into a spot, and that was an adventure.
That was.
You want to tell them?
That was because it was one of probably the first.
Yeah.
You know, we hadn't been on the road that long at this
No.
point, so we hadn't had to do a lot of backing in. And this spot was just, you know, we've said it before. If you follow the channel, you know we're in a Grand Design Momentum. It's a toy hauler. It's about 44 feet long. And we had told them we were along a big RV. So they knew that, and they put us in this back-end spot that actually we got in. So the spot was, I guess, long enough to accommodate us, but getting into it was just
Brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal. It took well over an hour.
Well,
And we had many people from the
Yes.
park helping us, including the manager of the park, Steve, who was super nice,
He was
super
like
helpful.
he was like the reinforcements, because by the time he got in, now that's an interesting area.
Yeah. By the time he got involved,
Yeah.
there had been lots of attempts, lots. I'd circled around the space probably 3 times.
Yeah.
So it took a while, but once we got in there, it was really a nice spot. We were on the corner.
Yeah.
So we
That
only
was
had
lovely.
we only had people on one side.
Yeah.
And then behind us, but the spacing was actually pretty
The
good.
spacing was super decent because, again, we're on the corner. Our patio faced to that corner, which is nice. So whenever we sat on the patio, our side patio, yeah, people could walk by, and you know, we met so many people that way. It was really very, very nice. But yeah, generally, for this particular park, if you're going to go there, you really need to ask for a long spot. They actually do have spots in the middle of the park that are pulled through.
Yeah.
And we saw people with giant Class A's. Actually, an FMCA
We saw-
group
we
was
saw-
there.
There was an FMCA group,
Yeah.
but we also saw Momentums. We saw
Yes.
rigs, you know, the same size as we are.
Yes.
The pull-throughs, though, I can't remember. Are they not for long-term? Or I can't
can't
remember why we
remember.
didn't get one, but
Yeah, I can't
anyway.
remember. I think it's a really popular park.
Yeah,
I think it's a really
it stays
popular
full.
park. Yeah. So if you're going to stay there,
And I think there's people that actually kind of
stay there. Yeah. Live.
Like that's a permanent
Yeah.
location for them.
Yeah.
But in a very, you know, it's a very nice park, though.
Very nice.
Sometimes when you hear people stay at places, you know,
When they're homesteading.
that can go either way. And in this park,
Yeah.
it was actually quite nice.
It
It's
was
a very
very-
nice,
yes.
well manicured park. I
Very
think we
well
can talk about
manicured.
that a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Very well manicured, and the people that stay there, they kind of keep their stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
I think they have some, you know, they have some rules. I think, and the
Yeah.
people that stay there adhere to them.
Yeah. Wi-Fi service, yes, it was available. The campground Wi-Fi service, we used it, and Wi-Fi in the general area was fine. We didn't have any issues.
Yeah,
did
we
we?
didn't have any issues. I think
Yeah.
all the carriers have no problem there.
Yeah.
At the time, we only had AT&T and Verizon. I don't think we had any problems with AT&T, which was probably our primary. And then I think we used the campground
Yeah.
Wi-Fi as well.
Yeah, it was no problem. And you can always check Campendium. So campendium.com. I always go there to check cell service for that particular campground. And we'll put a link to that below because I find that out of a lot of other places to look, Campendium is good to kind of give you some clue about the cell service.
And I think also you can go to Cell Mapper.
Yeah, I like that too.
And that one's a nice one. It's not about campgrounds at all, but it is completely about cell towers and proximity to them and how strong the carriers are.
Yeah. The next thing was the laundry facility. So the laundry facility, they had 2 facilities. There was one in the middle of the park and one that was by the office. The one by the office was better. I found that out by using the one in the middle of the park. Because the one in the middle of the park didn't get serviced as well or as much. And what I have found in using those is that you take your clothes out of the wash and there's like schmutz all over it. I don't know what that is. I use vinegar in the wash as a laundry softener, a fabric softener. And I think that kind of cleans the junk out of the washers. So I'm not trying to clean the junk out of the washers because I don't want it all over our clothes. But that was the first time I ran into that. So I would say use the one by the office. Plus they have a gigantic front loader there and a gigantic dryer. but generally decent laundry facility. The second time when we went through there, we actually used the shower facility. So you used it too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. The showers, they were nice. They were clean.
Yeah, very clean.
The only difference with these is they were it was more of a community situation with restrooms, toilets, and the showers. They were individual stalls
and with doors,
with doors,
but
in an open, in a more open community type area. Yeah. So because we've been in some parts where you're literally in your own dedicated space.
Yes.
Nobody else is in there. So this one was more of a community style, but still private.
Yeah.
It's still nice. The only thing was, and I think it's because we were there in November, so it was colder. Is they were kind of, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, like there was no heat in there.
It
was cold. And the ceiling was high, so whatever little heat went up. Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of heat.
Because we didn't do the Portal Campground review, and we've not done the one for
right.
Yeah, so we'll talk about those, and we'll put links to those when we do them. But those, so this point about walking into your own space, you have your own toilet, your own sink, and your own shower, and you're in your own room. Yeah. So that there are campgrounds that offer that, which is very, very nice. Yeah, so other amenities. So it's just worth noting the things that they have and that they don't have here. So there's no pool, no jacuzzi. They did have barbecues, kind of in a communal setting. No picnic tables at your spot. They did have a central fire pit, and I think there was 2 of those central fire pits where you can kind of sit around the fire pit and chat with other campers and stuff. That was kind of nice.
They actually have
community room. Yeah, we didn't go in it because it was kind of still COVID, so we didn't. Because did we even go in there?
I
think it was closed.
We might have looked.
Yeah,
but I don't. Yeah, we didn't really go in there.
Yeah. They have a dog washing station, which I thought was very nice, and that's on the same building where the central laundry and bathrooms were.
And they have a dog walk.
And they have a dog walk on the side
of the main office.
Yes.
And the other laundry
right.
facility.
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice.
And they had cans. I mean, I'm sure you're used to that.
Cans throughout the park. Yes.
It was actually quite pet friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. So great segue. The next section is, was it pet friendly? And so good cans throughout the park, and not just cans, but also bags. And the dog run was, like you mentioned, by the office. But then there was also that kind of thing we walked on the other side where people stored their RVs and stuff. That was kind of another
area. It wasn't enclosed, but it was a nice walking area.
Yeah.
The doggies for the dogs.
Yeah, I mean, because you're in the city, but you don't feel like you're like in the middle of an urban setting. So it is in the city, so it's nice to have those green spaces around. Good management. Yes, I would say it was good management. Steve definitely helped us get in that spot. Mm-hmm. I mean, he literally was like the cavalry coming to the rescue.
Yeah.
And they cut down branches, and we've talked about this before. We don't bat an eye about asking the park to cut down branches because we have our own clippers, and we'll do. They don't generally want you to be pruning their bushes.
They don't generally want you to do it, but they were more than agreeable to take care of just a few branches that were just hanging too low, and and they took care of them without really batting an eye.
Didn't even think about it. Yeah. And then the grounds are super well kept there. I mean, how many times did you hear the lawnmower, the leaf blower?
Yeah, they are manicuring that with like tweezers practically. I mean, they are on top of the property.
It's very well kept. Yeah, very, very well kept. Nearby groceries. So I mentioned the Lynn's right out on Route 9, right up the street that we can't remember. But there was also Instacart, which I loved. And there's no Costco around there, though, was there?
No, I don't remember you had to go to St. George.
St. George, yeah. So I don't think I ordered anything from Costco, but I definitely ordered from wherever else. But, we liked the idea of small towns, and there were some good little places to eat in the area, which we liked. Ernie's, too. You like that? That's a gas station.
Ernie's, too.
But there's like a little...
They have like a little fried food counter, and they claim to have the best chicken strips, I think, in the world.
Of course.
But they are good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, as a chicken strip connoisseur,
that would be her.
They are very
good. Yes. So she liked Ernie's. There was a great little Peruvian restaurant down on Route 9 right before you go into whatever that other little town was. And we loved that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
And so I would just say unexpected. Really good. There was a great Mexican place, too. Remember the Mexican place we went to? I can't remember the name of that place either. We'll find the name. Lonnie B's was right, and that was a barbecue place.
Yeah, it was a pretty good barbecue.
And that was right out on
State Route 9.
Yes, very nice. Let's see, supplies nearby. So Camping World, Ace, Hardware, Harbor Freight. There was an Ace Hardware, which was right out on State Route 9, which was very nice. We went in there. What did we got? Some stuff out of there. We might have even got our Yeti.
Harbor Freight, right? If you went the other direction, you right up to propane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so when we got propane refilled, it was just down the street the other direction.
Oh, that's right.
So there was stuff close by.
Yeah. Mail, service, and delivery. So packages, yes, not a problem. Anything coming in for USPS, they will decline it at the office, and it will go over to the post office, which is right across the street, right next to the Lynn's parking lot.
Yeah.
And so you just need to know that, because, all of a sudden you're like, well, where's my mail? And so sometimes when you order stuff from Amazon, the carrier sends it USPS, but you don't know that, right?
Right.
So you have to keep an eye out for that, and some campgrounds do that. They'll accept packages, but not USPS.
Yeah, they'll accept FedEx, UPS. They just won't accept USPS.
Yeah.
For
whatever reason.
Seems odd, but
yeah.
But we walked across the street one day to get mail, so it's not like it's not even far.
It's not
across the street.
No.
You just need to know
that it's over.
USPS, the office will not take it.
Yeah, and they only the post office only holds it for about 7 days, so you need to know that too. All right, we had so many special moments here. It was just crazy. We're just gonna hit a few. Yeah. We're not gonna drag you through all of them. So we met our James there, and our James is the best RV tech in the West.
maybe in the nation, we don't know yet because we haven't been that far, but definitely in the West.
yes, and we appreciate him so much. He keeps our RV safe for us to travel and keeps us on the road. And we met him there. So what happened was I was just looking for RV service. And so I looked on Yelp and I found a 5-star review, made a couple of notes, and then we met a guy in the campground that was like, nobody touches my rig but James. We're like, oh, so that's a good reference.
Yeah.
So we met him and he did a lot. What did he do that first time? I can't even remember now.
Oh gosh, I know. We usually have a spreadsheet for James, and we've actually got it prioritized, high, medium, and low.
Yes.
So I don't know what we did, but we did a lot. He's really just that good.
Yeah. And when we came back through in November, that's because we were coming back to see James. We needed some more work done, and that fit in our route to come back through there. But fit in our route, and do we route for James? We route for James. I mean, once a year we got to roll through Hurricane.
Yes. So we can see James. Definitely. So
he does such great work.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah. We met Dana and Adley at Benchmark Barbershop. We always love to find female barbershop owners on the road. So we'll put a picture to that. We had an amazing UTV ride at the Sand Hollow State Park with Judy and Steph. We'll put some video clips and pictures of that. That was in our 2021 It's a Wrap video also.
Yep.
We had brunch with Judy and Stephanie. And won't drag you through all of them, but this was really a great spot.
It was, because we got to spend a lot of time there. We went to Zion several times. We were with Judy and Stephanie on Mother's Day.
That was awesome.
So it was really a great spot. And because we stayed there for, I think, about 6 weeks, we just got to do a lot. Yeah. And there's a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. And I didn't mention this, but the 2 state parks, Sand Hollow and Quail State Park, were not even 10 miles from this RV park. They were literally right down the street, right down on State Route 9. So top 3 and bottom 3. Top 3.
Top 3 is our James.
Yes.
If we didn't mention our James,
we're a big fan.
We're a big fan. Yeah, we really appreciate James and the work he's done for us. I think we said this, or you were going to say we were there in November specifically for maintenance.
Yeah.
He was doing all the wheel bearings and just checking tanks and water heater maintenance and furnace maintenance. He just did it all.
Yeah.
And then in the first trip in April, I don't even remember. I think we had him doing a lot of aesthetics and maybe a couple of maintenance things. But anyway, he's just a great guy. So he's definitely in the top 3.
And it's so important to find a good RV tech when you're on the road, and that's not easy. We've gone through a couple, and he is really at the top of our list. Yeah. Yeah, just the park itself was so beautiful. Every morning when I would walk Charlie, there'd be hummingbirds out, and there were these beautiful trees.
Felt like you were walking down like Main Street at Disneyland.
I was like, it's Snow White going to come out here?
Right.
It's some like little rabbits
stop,
or
like
something.
right in front of your face, and
gorgeous.
The leaves of the trees. I mean, it was a really beautiful park.
Yeah. Now, it did have cottonwoods in it, and I am not a fan of cottonwoods. I think I'm allergic to cottonwood trees, and that cottonwood stuff would just kind of come out of those trees. And anyway, beautiful, beautiful park. And then the last is
just the proximity to all the things you can do. I mean, there really is. You know, Zion, of course, is the biggest, probably most known and popular, but there's just so much to do. We did that drive, I forget what it was, out to see Petroglyphs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, kind of random, but not that far away. It was a nice drive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to do in the area, from the state parks to even, we went to that ghost town, and I mean, there's just so much to do.
There's a ton to do.
So much.
You know, and one final note on the top three, the people in the park were very nice. We met Ann and Sam from Walkers About. We met Rich, who was our neighbor across the street. He made us jambalaya dinner. I fell in Kanarra Falls. And he offered, he has a friend that's a masseuse. He offered for me to get massage services. I mean, the people there were super, super nice.
Super helpful.
Yeah, we met Debbie and Kathy in the dog run, and Debbie was the one that told us about RVing women. So, you know, you just meet people on the road and they give you all these great tips. We'll put
met Carl Nesbitt there too.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And we didn't even get a chance to spend that much time with them because we met them, I think, the day they were leaving and the day they were leaving.
Both of them, both Carla and
Debbie and Kathy. Yeah, that's true.
We were meeting them right at the end, but we connected with them anyway. We stayed connected with them. So you just never know.
You just never know who you're going to meet and who's going to be in your tribe. So, bottom three. Park ranger, riding by, waving.
I guess it's tight. Yeah, I mean,
a couple of spots can be really tight.
You know, our spot, even I think you touched on even our second spot in November, it was a pull through, but it was still tight.
Yeah. It was right next to the back of the laundry bathroom.
Right, in the middle laundry bathroom, and it was just tight. Yeah. Thankfully, the spot next to us emptied out. Yeah. And James was able to park his truck and trailer there when he was doing his maintenance. But yeah, it's generally, I would say it's just another park. Yeah. Yeah. And I have the central laundry on here in the bottom three because I was not thrilled about the condition of our clothing after we got them out of here. Now, we have a washer in our rig, but here's the thing. If you know anything about these ventless washers, they take like 3 hours to wash. And ours happens to have a small drum. It's great if you're just trying to wash a couple of little items, not a problem. I do it on Friday morning when I'm working. But if I got a bunch of stuff to do, I don't want to sit there all day. I want to get it done and be done with it. So that was a bummer. And then I just put State Route 9. You can hear a little bit of the street noise. It wasn't horrible. It's not like you have, trucks going down using their Jake brakes, but you can hear a little bit of noise. You can hear a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten used to street noise.
That's true.
In places,
That's
I
true.
don't even think about it.
That's true because where we are now, we're actually in Nevada now. Where we are now, you can hear street noise, but again, I don't really pay that much attention to it. Yeah. Yeah. So is this a thumbs up? So our series is about big rig friendly campground reviews, and the point of us doing this review is to say, is it good for big rigs or not? What would you say? Thumbs up?
I'd say yeah.
We're giving it a thumbs up.
We give this a thumbs up. Yeah. I mean, our spots were kind of tight, but we know there's other spots that aren't as tight.
Absolutely.
So big rigs definitely can get in there. We've seen momentums like what we have.
Yes.
And other, like you said, Class A. So it's definitely big rig friendly.
Yeah, yeah. And we've mentioned this before on this particular series that when you're driving a Class A and trying to navigate into a spot, it's totally different from trying to back in a fifth wheel. So if we could get in and we're 44 feet with a 22-foot truck, then a Class A that is even 44 feet, even with a tow vehicle, would probably have less of a challenge getting in. Yeah. And Charlie would definitely give this a paw up. Yeah. Because he really liked.
I can see him throwing his paw up now.
Yeah, he's in the car.
He's in the car. He's like, yes, say it's dog friendly. It is.
Well, I have to say, we really, really appreciated the WillowWind campground, and we would absolutely go back. And there are other campgrounds that are in the area, like Judy and Stephanie stayed at Zion's Gate or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so there's other campgrounds in the areas. Yeah, but we just really love this one, and we will absolutely come back. So thank you so much if you've ever stayed here,
Yeah, if you've ever stayed at this place
know
or
what
any
you
place
think.
in the area, because again, we like this one,
Yeah.
but we would be opposed to other places in the area.
Not at all.
So we'd love to know if there's other big friendly places
Yeah.
in the hurricane area.
Yeah.
Because you never know. WillowWind might be full. We might not be able to get in.
No,
Or we
we
might
might be
just
able
want
to
to try
get
something else.
Might want to try something else.
Let us know.
Let us know. And if you have another campground that you specifically like that's closer to any of the national parks in the Utah area, we'd love to know that as well. And especially if it's big rig friendly. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate you hanging in there.
Make sure to like and
Yes,
subscribe
please.
if you'd like to see more of this kind of content, because we do have several more campgrounds to get through, and we're going to have a
Excuse
sneeze. Bless you. So with that,
Yes.
I think.
And comments. If you have any comments, please leave them below. It always helps our channel when you like, subscribe, and put your comments right below the video. And I know sometimes you watch this on your TV, so if you'll pull it up on your phone and do the comments there, or the like and subscribe, we really appreciate it.
Yep.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.